got there eventually, Patreon. Somebody listening is just screeching that whole time, was like, what about the coffee? Sorry, guys.
Should we jump into our normal or our, like, regular episode?
Yeah. Welcome to The Bar is Ankle High, your favorite ADHD podcast that explores life's low bars with wit and wisdom. My name is Katie.
And I'm Garrett. You just sounded like a carnival barker.
What's a carnival barker? Like a Bob Barker?
Yes. That's exactly what they're like. Oh my god.
Like step right up, that kind of thing?
Yep.
This is episode 113 of The Bar is Ankle High. Yeah, shit's been wild. So Garrett had some sort of disgusting illness for a little bit there. It was super
a few
gross.
of them back to back.
Yeah.
It's been.
They caught up with you though at one point, and then no area of your house was safe and no area of your body. So
yes,
there was
I didn't have heat during that time also.
Yeah.
Or hot water. So
yeah, and that
it was
one
a low
pipe
point.
burst for your toilet. So
yeah. My toilet flooded my bathroom and we couldn't flush it for a week. I'm really ready for spring. Really, really ready. And even though it's been super cold the last couple days, the sun's been out and the birds are out. So I go outside and I'm like, okay, we're almost there.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Actually, earlier this week, I took a few days off and hung out with you for a bit. But then one day I made buttermilk biscuits with my leftover buttermilk from making butter.
And fresh butter.
Yes. And they literally came out of the oven as PK hit the garage door opener when he was coming home from work. And it was like, I could not have timed it better, but I didn't intend to. I thought it was way earlier in the day because it was so bright out. Yeah. He like walked in and I was like, because I checked the clock because I was like, did you leave work early? Like, which he never does. And so it was just sort of, he's like, no, I'm home on time. And I was like, why is the sun out? Like, what happened?
Yes. So I'm definitely like, okay, like we're getting a little bit more sunshine.
Yeah.
The clocks change in 15 days.
But who's counting?
Who's counting me at literally every second of every day? So we're almost there. We're like, and I think that is going to give everybody some like renewed vigor in fighting the man.
Oh, absolutely. I think we also talked about it when we were talking about like the winter solstice and that stuff back in December. But really, it's like the spring equinox where like that renewal and the resolutions and the things like that, it makes more sense to do that around the spring equinox when there's more daylight, there's more warmth, at least in the northern hemisphere, because that's like naturally, ecologically, your body wants to do that. You're going to be outside more. You've got like spring cleaning of your yard and all these things. So I am very much looking forward to that time of the year because I also think with everything going on right now in America and also the world, I need something to do with my hands in those quiet moments. Yes. Because like we can't, right now I still am paying my bills. So
right.
I can't just not go to work. I can't just constantly be protesting. But, and we talked about this a bit on Patreon, it's like finding those ways to give your brain and your nervous system like a break so that you can make those meaningful impacts in your local community, in your state community, in your national community, and provide that like support that you want to be able to do. So I'm really looking forward to being able to dig into my outside gardens this year for sure.
Yeah. And I think like, I mean, you just think about the good like the first day where you can open a window and like put fresh sheets on your bed.
Cannot
and
wait.
Like clean the floors and clean the, like just all that, like getting the dust out and getting fresh air in and doing that, but like also as like a soul snack where you're going out and, you know, you can like see people in a park.
Yeah, when like the air is sweet because all like the daffodils and tulips have sprouted.
And the sun like hits you and it's so warm.
It's so good.
I know like in the fall I'll have,
and there's not a layer of ice on every surface.
There's so much ice and we've been getting so much snow.
Yeah. And then we got ice on top of the snow and then more snow. So,
and then it was so cold that, and we had this terrible wind. So then there was just snowdrift. So anything that you had cleared, it didn't matter because it was now snow drifted over. And then we got ice on top of that. So then you've got like literal, I have like this much ice on our walkway right
about
now.
4 inches, folks, who are listening.
I mean, like,
yeah,
it's so bad.
Our driveway is a true hazard at this point.
And there's no combating it. Like,
well, and when I left your place Monday, I drove
also a hazard
through.
It was icy.
It was, yes, it was.
And windy.
Well, and there was like a certain point where I was like, because I texted you that I couldn't guarantee that your gate was going to stay closed because I just couldn't get the latch. But I was like, okay, but I don't know. Like if I push any harder, I'm going to wipe out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like going to fall.
Yeah.
There must be a trick to this that I'm just not getting and it's too cold. But then I was driving through the city to pick up food. And I drove past the community college and I thought somebody was snow blowing and it was the snowdrift coming into the road. But it was so much snow. I was like, because it was also the sort of thing where I was like, what kind of asshole is snow blowing the college campus
into the wind
6:00 on a Monday night? Like, get a grip, nerd. Like, so yeah, no, it was just the wind. And I sent Garrett a screenshot because it was like -7 or something with the wind chill, which was accurate. My fingers were very cold through my gloves.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, just like so bitterly cold, so windy.
Yeah.
So I think, having a couple days where like the sun's out, and I think it's supposed to hit like the 40s this weekend.
Yes, so that's part
Even if
of
it's
our
for
plan.
5 minutes.
Yeah, because I ordered salt, but I had to order it from Amazon.
Oh, there's a shortage.
Yes, and
I got sand too.
it was supposed to be delivered here on Thursday, and then I got a notification like, oh, it's on the way, but it'll be there on the 26th. So a week later. Like, why the fuck? And like I told Patrick, I was like, the thing is that like pisses me off, especially with Amazon, is like, okay, I have Prime. So I'm supposed to have 2-day shipping. I specifically pick products that have like a short delivery time because that's the whole point. Otherwise, I would just wait until I have time to go to the store and figure something out.
Right.
But it's fine. But now it's a whole fucking week later. Like I need the fucking salt. Like there's so much ice. So anyway, but so our plan is if it gets warm enough, because we do have some like steel shovels that are smaller, like more for gardening, really.
Right. To break up
but
the
we'll go
ice.
out, and break up the ice on our driveway because it is extremely thick and like walking up and down that driveway is
treacherous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like treacherous outside right now. I saw a guy, and I mean, it's like everywhere because we keep getting that like little bit of sun during the day, so then everything melts and then it refreezes.
Yes.
And it's been very windy. So
yeah,
it's just
our icicles are sideways. I took the dog out this morning, and the icicles above the door were slanted, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun."
You guys are
we got
doing a
emo
lot out
bangs
here.
on the house.
That's great. What are we talking about today?
Well, so if you follow us on the TikToks, then
I think
you
shared
know.
it on Instagram too.
Did I?
You shared something on Instagram.
I don't think it was to do with the AI.
Oh, okay. You might be right.
No, on the Instagram I shared something about Rosemary Kennedy.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, but if you follow us on the TikToks, I had posted probably about a week ago now, because I woke up in the morning and I'm like going to the bathroom, scrolling my phone, and I see that JD Vance gave some fucking speech at this like Paris AI summit about how the United States is not going to be beholden to these international blah, 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 like whatever the fuck. And so I like posted a video where I was like, well, of course, because the US government is currently being managed by AI dressed like a South African Nepo baby. And
Yes, accurate.
People got pretty spicy in the comments. They did not like that hot take. And one of the comments in particular was like, well, give me one example where AI is not used properly. And so I was like, well, funny you should ask. My podcast has done the page you're on called Ankle High Pod has some episodes on this. So I directed that person to episodes 29 and 30, which are our episodes on medical bias. And then episode 34 is our episode specifically about AI and AI use in healthcare. So they did not like that. They did not listen to those episodes before they began responding.
What if Luigi listened to that episode?
Oh my God. I would diddle my Skittle so hard. Anyway, I stand by it. So,
oh my God.
So, then somebody else was like, well, that they want to store all of our AI information in Paris, and why would we let another country control that? So I was like, let me look this up. On the off chance I misunderstood what the fuck is happening. And I didn't, just FYI. I was right.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
So it's the pact was signed by 61 nations and organizations in total, including France, India, China, Indonesia, Italy, the United Arab Emirates, the European Union, and the African Union.
Oof.
And
so, like, most of the globe.
Yes. The consensus is called the Inclusive and Sustainable Artificial Intelligence for People and Planet Agreement. The US and the UK refused to sign it. The declaration,
but the EU signed it.
The EU signed it, but Brexit.
Right.
So
right. No,
I don't know that like we should be aligning ourselves with a constitutional monarchy headed up by like Boris Johnson types. And I'm aware he's not currently their PM. Okay, relax.
I mean, really, anybody from the UK has no leg to stand on because they cycled through like,
it's true.
How many PMs in like 6 months?
I don't know, but can we start doing that? Because
I would love that.
Like we need to.
I also love the way they handle their things where they boo each other.
Oh yeah, I feel like our Senate's turning into that at this point. Like we're getting there.
I hope so.
So this is they met at the AI Action Summit. And that was last week, or the week of ending in Valentine's Day. And it was in Paris, and the issues that they were there to discuss was governance of artificial intelligence and the ethical, political, and economic challenges it presents, and particularly in regard to fostering ethical, inclusive, transparent, and sustainable AI development. So that's what J.D. Vance has said the U.S. government is not engaging in. And there are 6 key objectives for this agreement. It's 1, to promote AI accessibility to reduce digital divides. 2, ensuring AI is open, inclusive, transparent, ethical, safe, secure, and trustworthy. 3, making innovation in AI thrive by enabling conditions for its development and avoiding market concentration, driving industrial recovery and development. 4, encouraging AI deployment that positively shapes the future of work and labor markets and delivers opportunity for sustainable growth. 5, making AI sustainable for people and the planet. And 6, reinforcing international cooperation to improve global AI governance and policy coordination.
Well, of course, the Trump administration has decided that the U.S. will never participate in this.
Yup. That's what I said.
Right.
I'm like, so the more I researched this, I was like, I was fucking right. Like, eat my butt. Like,
yeah,
this is fucking stupid. And so it was just the sort of thing where I was like, yeah, no, the current federal government wants to isolate American people, and they can do that by having AI that is not regulated, is not equitable, is not diverse, is not open and trustworthy and honest, is not equal. So it's not open for different sectors and different companies to use in an equal like manner.
Right.
So yeah, no, that's exactly what they want, because fucking Elon Musk is sitting at the Resolute desk making all of the decisions for this government right now. And then our president turns around and screams at a governor, "You don't speak to me that way. I'm the president of the United States.
I'll pull your funding.
Bitch, I'll speak to you however the fuck I want. You work for me."
Yeah.
Again, eat my butt.
Well, I mean, he's also having these talks with Russia about a Ukrainian ceasefire, but leaving Ukraine out of the conversation and then reiterating Russian propaganda points to the president of Ukraine.
Yeah. Which is also bizarre, because it's like you're acting like we own Ukraine.
Right.
Like, it's a weird thing.
We need the mineral rights to like repay the I mean, like,
the reason
I don't know if
that they
anybody
want
remembers
to
the impeachment.
pave over Gaza is
Turn
because Gaza has natural gas right off its shore. Has natural gas reserves. So, like,
yeah,
there's
they
a
want
reason
it to be
that Gaza is important.
white people resort.
Yeah.
I mean, like Dubai. That's probably what they're looking to do with Gaza.
Probably.
Make it this like epicenter of wealth.
Right.
And extravagance.
And horrific ecological footprints. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it's like, I don't know who wants this like tourist trap of a planet. But we're really trying to make that happen. We're really trying to make that happen.
Yeah. So that's the update on AI. But you know, the point is that I was right. And nerds in our TikTok comments were wrong.
United Healthcare. Part of their bad track record was using AI to approve and deny claims.
Free Luigi.
What? Okay,
Luigi didn't do
loafers.
Oh my god. With the crossed ankles? Sir.
No socks. And they're like nice loafers.
They were nice loafers. I mean, he's not from a poor family. And he's getting his cuts done nicely at that prison.
Yeah.
So his brows are done. His fade is nice. No, Luigi gets it. We love him.
I think the AI thing is really unsettling. And there's not to say that I did see an article that said something about how the proliferation of AI is harming our critical thinking skills. And I was literally using AI to like calculate recipes for me the other day, and I was like, "This is fucking great!" But I realized I was saying that because I literally didn't need to spend the time thinking.
But I think that like using AI to do that type of thing, like, hey, I want to triple this recipe. Can you tell me what the measurements are?
Right.
Or like,
and
like
can you convert it all to weight?
Right, like that's all reasonable to me. Like that's what AI should be doing. AI should not be doing art, writing scripts. Should not be.
That is so crazy.
I immediately block any accounts that try to follow us that are just pushing AI art.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of it. Like you're taking a job away from somebody who's actually talented. So like.
That's what the whole writer's strike was about.
Right. And it's not like there's a person on the back end of Chat GPT who's like scribbling this up real quick. Like
definitely not.
So like it's they're just taking these images from the internet and mishing them together and that's it. That's how you're getting this AI imagery. So,
but
like,
what if the White House like shared it on their social media? Wouldn't that just be a hellscape? It's a fucking hellscape.
I don't understand. And if there's somehow a Trump supporter and Trump voter has found their way into this far of this episode,
LOL.
I'm sure that's actually a significant portion of our listener base. If you've made it this far, Trump voter, could you tell me if that was a deal breaker for you? Seeing the White House Instagram share an AI image of literally President Trump wearing a crown and
King
the caption,
Trump.
"Long live the king,"
On the front page of Time magazine.
right? But fake Time magazine because Time put Elon Musk sitting at the Resolute desk on their cover.
Yes, they did.
I bet he's feeling a type of way.
Yes. So then they share that.
And also, I saw something, I think it's Stephen Miller. He was like, oh, Democrats love to ignore the fact that they were ignoring Biden's declining health. No, we weren't. We were all really fucking pissed that an octogenarian kept running for president.
Yes.
And the boomers out there and the Gen Xers refused to vote for somebody who was born in the 80s.
Yes.
And not that Kamala wasn't even born in the 80s. She's like in her late 50s.
Yeah.
Like, she's also not young. Like, if we're going to be going for longevity here, what in the fuck?
Well,
so,
and I mean, I would say in general, it's not supposed to be a cult. You're not supposed to be.
I think that's where
obsessed.
They're not understanding Democrats, because like we don't do that. We don't put crowns on our elected officials.
No.
So,
not even Barack Obama, who is like probably is going to go down as one of the most like beloved Democratic presidents.
He would, but he did wear that tan suit, so he's immediately
the tan suit.
He'll never win that award.
Revoked. Yeah,
but that's the thing. So it's like,
it's just not supposed to be that way. Like, this is not normal.
It's not. And I think that's where they like they said something about, shit, what was it? It was like the fucking White House press conference, and they said something about, it was like a comment like, oh, well, we're just all going to move people to Mars anyway, or something like that. And one of the comments was like, they think that they're like owning libs by like saying shit like that. But it wasn't moving to Mars, but it was something that's like
outlandish,
a talking point.
Yeah.
Where normal humans have been like, excuse you, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So they like repeat it, and somebody in the comments, which helped it make sense, because I was like, okay, there's like a certain group within his supporters that they want that like attention, that like negative attention of like, they want to have a fight with you on social media, like the fucking guy on our threads.
It's daddy
issues, like as if I'm gonna have Trump. Some guy named Randall question my education. No way. Like,
and it's literally like it's a cult of daddy issues. Mm-hmm. That's what this is.
Which, I have daddy issues, but I don't vote for Trump.
No.
So, I mean,
no. Look at that.
I know.
You know who else has daddy issues?
Yeah, Mr. Colbert. He's like, I'm just trying to fit in this tiny little basket, but I'm such a big boy.
It happens to the best of us. Yeah, this is the whimsy.
Yeah. Look at my little whimsy boy. Hello.
It's the whimsy that you have to fit into your day.
Look at those nails.
To fucking stick it to the man.
I'm going to have to cut his nails later.
That, on the other hand, is not the whimsy.
He's actually not bad at it. Usually, if he's in this basket, I can just, like, do it really quick. Again, he's just a shy little baby. I did. I was talking with a new attorney in my unit the other day at work, and we were talking about like settling claims and stuff like that. And I was like, look, I have no problem kicking the can down the road and being like, I'm just a little baby. I can only pay you in blocks. So I got to check with somebody. And she was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, nope, I will pay you in blocks. So I better check with a grown up first.
That's so true. It's
right?
So true, though, that there's just some times in life where you're like, this decision is not meant for the me of right now.
A little baby.
Yeah. That's kind of how we approached this winter. We were like, look, it's going to be a shit show. We just got to get through it. So there's some decisions that are just going to have to wait until spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's certain decisions I have an out of office on right now. And I'm like, ask me again in mid-March.
That's a great way to think of it.
Yeah.
I just have an out of office reply. I'm not dealing with it right now.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's not going to hurt anybody. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to the extent that there are some things that this administration is doing where you can kind of say like, okay, but who cares? I do think that refusing to participate in the AI agreement, is a calculated choice. I don't think it's just to make headlines and make it about that. I think that there is a lot more insidiousness and darkness behind that choice. So
because we're run by billionaires now. So you can't tell me that Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk did not have opinions on the use and
there's
regulation
meta
of AI.
Of course, Zuck is going to have an opinion on what he can do with that information and how it should be used.
And Bezos has listening devices in our houses.
Yes.
So
I hope he enjoys how many times I tell him to suck a leaky dick. So
was that a 90-day reference too? Rolled up in there. Nice.
Yeah. We are all caught up on 90 days. That was wild.
I've been watching The Last Resort.
I haven't started that one yet. It started auto playing and PK.
It's trash.
PK was like, okay, I'm not watching this anymore. And I was like, you said that now, but you also said that before that you weren't going to watch the show with me, and you got roped in and it became our show. It was those Elise Myers things where she's watching The Bachelor and her husband is pretending not to watch The Bachelor.
Like standing there with his bag and his coat. Yeah. Like just... It's true. It happens all the time.
So, the most recent season of Before the 90 Days was absolutely nuts.
Yes.
But yeah, I just can't get over how proud Lauren was that he had a leaky penis.
Yes.
And the reaction of like, well, at least now I know why my penis is leaky. And it was like, and I said to PK, I was like, what would it take for you to go to the doctor over something on your wiener? Like, at what point would you ask a question? And he was like, as soon as that started.
Yes.
Like, as soon as the leakiness started, I would be at the doctor.
Yes.
Not, I'm just waiting for somebody to call me. And gross. Like, if I had some sort of like discharge situation in my underwear, like even if I have like blood, frankly, it's the sort of thing where I'm like, okay, am I supposed to be getting my period? Like there's like a certain number of checks I go through. And if I don't have a reason, then I'm monitoring that for maybe a day before I call my doctor and say, hey, do I need to come get checked out? Like, what the hell? Yeah, that was wild. And he was like, I don't know if it was like a kind of like how he deals with shame. Because like on the one hand, he was like, oh yeah, I don't know. And on the other hand, I was like, it's like you haven't been punched hard enough yet.
I think he's just a very weird person.
Yeah.
Like at one point, they were talking about that questionnaire that he gives people.
Oh my God.
And it had like questions that are clearly just set up so that they'll ask him.
Yes.
Like, have you ever drowned? And he was like, I've drowned 8 times in my life. Blah, 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 blah. And everybody's like, so he's just a fucking weirdo. He's just weird.
And also, how bad are you at swimming that you keep drowning?
I
feel like if it happens the one time, you probably aren't going to go back in the water too much.
Well, when you're the type of person that just hangs out with a leaky penis.
He goes in the lazy river face down. He doesn't know that you're supposed to put your ass into the donut. He's like, I don't know. I just keep drowning.
Okay, I have to ask the question, which I'm assuming is yes. Is part of the thought of that the chlorine in the water would help kill whatever he has going on?
Oh no, I'm saying face down because that's how you drown.
Okay, I thought it was a twofold. I had a discussion with my mom the other day when we were talking about pools.
Yeah, are you going to get one
finally? It's kind of like a giant bathtub. And everybody's like skin cells. And so then I'm thinking about somebody with a leaky penis going into a pool. And I don't know if I'm ever going to go in a pool again now.
I need you to put that thought in your out of office pile and never check that email again.
Oh, I thought you meant to bring it back up again because I can do that too.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not a thought that you need because... the other day I was laying in bed and I was like, man, I'm so cold. But also like, I just love splashing around in the water in the summer. I really hope Garrett gets a pool at her farm.
Only so I can take baths outside.
It doesn't have to be a heated pool.
It was one of those like she and I were talking about, and the farther the thought went, we both just like were like swirling the drain on it. Like, oh my God.
Like in-ground pools do have filters.
Yeah.
For that purpose. And there's like pumps like circulating the water again for that purpose to keep it clean. But that's why home pools are cleaner than public pools. Oh my God. So it would be helpful if you got a home pool for me.
I need something to splish splash around in during the summer. Yeah.
Look,
I'm literally picturing Katie tearing down the driveway with like goggles and flippers on.
Yes. And swimmies on my arms.
Like pushing everybody out of the way to do a cannonball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the water.
Do you want to talk about Rosemary Kennedy today too or no?
No, because I want to do a deep dive on her.
Okay. Cool.
So we'll do that probably next week's episode. I'll do a deep dive on Rosemary Kennedy.
Cool.
Which I did share something on our Instagram and also our TikTok about, maybe giving it a Google. But now that we're going to do an episode on it, don't Google it. I'm going to tell you.
Google it.
Motherfuckers.
It's been a little bit since we threatened people, so.
It has. I was actually watching one of our like clips that I had shared before, and it was something like, why do you keep threatening? You kept saying to me like, stop threatening our listeners. Can't help it. It's in my nature.
What am I supposed to do? Not do it?
Yeah, that sounds really lame. Sounds like what the patriarchy wants me to do is stop.
I mean, yes. Also that. So never mind. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Never stop screaming.
Uh-oh. Just got to write that down for the episode title.
Oh, good one. Yeah. I've got a couple other things in the works too for our Don't Learn It From a Trad Wife conversations. And
yeah, and again,
make soap.
Yes, we did make soap. We made it on TikTok Live the other day, which was really fun.
It was fun.
So again, if you're not on TikTok, fine. But if you are on TikTok, make sure you're following us because I'm having a lot of fun over there lately. And I've been documenting my sourdough situation, showing my seedlings, for my resistance garden, and showed how to make butter. And then I was on live the other day and talked somebody through how to make butter. They had no idea. So it's very easy. I think I'm going to do another video. I might make butter today and go live on TikTok while it's
Cool.
getting made. So yeah, our handle on TikTok is at Ankle High Pod. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and Facebook, and YouTube at The Bar is Ankle High. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Oh, and I meant to tell you, I found another podcaster on TikTok, and they just launched their podcast. It's called Was That Trauma? And they like go through these stories with their friend where like they tell this story from like their childhood or whatever, and then they discuss whether or not that like amounted to trauma.
Oh, Lord.
Or if it's just like living rent free in your brain for no reason.
Oh, that stresses me out, just the thought of it.
I feel like we could guest on that show very easily. And it's going to be like the first time I put on a pair of stockings and immediately ripped it while pulling it up my leg. And then it's going to be like, was that trauma?
Like a game show.
I don't know if they intend it to be like a game show, but why not?
I mean, I do think it would be kind of funny to do it like Family Feud.
Yeah, that's how I was picturing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Survey says no, not trauma.
Just me then. Got it.
Oh, great.
But yeah, so we are on all of those platforms, and we're back at it. For right now, we're both not deathly ill.
Yeah.
Which is progress.
Yes. Means cold and flu season's almost over.
Almost.
Almost over.
And yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. Was that you or me?
That was both of us.
Oh. It's a picture of my dog having the snooze of her life with the sun shining through the window on her face.
Oh. How nice for her. I am washing my sheets today.
Ooh.
Because what's better than like fresh sheets
That's a good feeling.
and heated blanket? So make
Yeah, I
sure
should
like we're all
change my sheets.
showered and like fresh. I just washed all the baby stuff yesterday. So like I'm like I gotta get these windows open.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready for that first day of having windows open.
Yeah.
I don't care that pollen's going to get on everything. It's fine.
Well, we usually
basically
wind up
can't
with
get
like
a
a
cross
good,
breeze in
a
my
good
house.
month
Yeah.
where we have like warm weather and no pollen before it really
That's
gets
true.
going. So
Yeah. But when it's that month, I can't have my windows open all day
no, you just
because it
want
does
like,
get kind of cold.
in the afternoon, like when it's like nice and toasty.
Yeah.
That's when you want it.
Yeah. I'm excited to be able to have the window open over my sink too, my kitchen sink. Yeah. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited. So it's almost spring.
we're going to get there, guys.
Almost time
Yeah.
to change the clocks. And to me, that's to me is like the unofficial start of spring is we now have more sunlight and we're counting from that day.
Mm-hmm.
So we do that on like,
I think it's like the
remember when.
10th or something.
yeah, I think you're right. Like
9th or 10th.
Yeah, something like
Isn't
that.
it? Or maybe it's the weekend before that.
No, I think it's the weekend after that because it's 15 days from now. So they usually do it on a Sunday night.
Yes, March 9th.
Nice. So we're almost there. We almost made it. And I'm curious to see if anybody else is, doing some not learning it from a trad wife adjacent activities.
Yeah, if you do that and you make a video or whatever, a photo, and tag us in it on whatever platform you're on, ideally just Instagram or Threads or TikTok, because that's really where I'm at these days, or Blue Sky. But it's a lot of apps for one person to check every day, guys.
I have 2 Instagram accounts and I can barely manage.
It's really annoying. I'll be honest.
That's a lot.
It's not like the end of the world, but it's just...
Yeah, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Also.
You just have to turn off notifications, basically.
Oh, I have all my notifications off, yeah. Because sometimes I only check my messages like once a week because I just don't have
I know.
the mental wherewithal to go through and respond and watch.
It's usually about 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning that my phone will start blowing up because Garrett has finally watched and or read everything that I've sent her.
That is accurate, yes. It's usually, or it's like 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. It's like one of the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are welcome. And then sometimes it's like 5 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah. Either way, if it happens in my do not disturb hours on my phone, it's not so bad. But I still am like having to go in and like clear the notifications. So I have to go into each message because it also alternates between whether or not it's from the pods box or my personal box, which sounds way more sexual than I intended it to. But
yeah, it's
I'm going to
fun.
go with it.
It's just work.
I did put a kind of sexual thing on our podcasts, like that little thought bubble thing on Instagram. It's kind of sexual today.
What is it?
It says ADHD is hard, but we're harder, and then an eggplant emoji.
What the fuck is wrong? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, so find the whimsy, folks.
If not, it's going to find you apparently.
And that is a threat.
Yes. That's a good threat though.
Yeah.
That's a good threat. I threaten everybody with whimsy this next week.
Okay. I like that. Maybe I'll make that into some merch.
Whimsy just slapping you in the face when you turn around. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah. Slap life in the face with your whimsy this week, folks.
Yeah.
Because the bars ain't go high.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.